Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. My name is Ronald, I'm from 360 Creators, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about creating your own notes-taking application using 3DVista and Base Row. So how does that look like? Well, over here we can see on notes.360creators.com, my own subdomain, I have this application where people can log in. So I'll be logging in. And what happens when you log in is you'll have an overview of projects that you're running. So different 3DVista projects that you have in here. And you'll have an overview of the notes that are assigned to you as well as created by you. So we can go directly to one of those notes like this one. And over here we can see that we are looking within a virtual tour and it says awesome. That's the note in this case. But maybe I need to add in a task, right? Like, hey, please check this building or clean the floor or whatever needs to happen within the virtual tour where you have different maybe employees within a company that need to talk with each other, visually speaking, within 360 or 3D about what's going on into the place. So when you have a digital twin created of a space that is physically there. You put it in 3DVista, you add in this notes application on top of it, and people can talk about all kinds of items. So in this case, I'll command to it, I'm on it. So I hit command, and you'll see, okay, Ronald said I'm on it today at this time. Then someone else can comment to this as well. You can have a discussion about this and until it's done. And when it's done, you can say mark as done. Then this awesome note. And now we can see when we scroll down, this is the project that we're talking about. And on this project, there are a lot of notes created. And when we scroll down all the way, we can see awesome. This is the note we just did, is done. So I'm sorting this to go all the way down. And I'll go through all these details later on in the series of this whole thing to show you how to build all these things and make it yourself. We can see that there are still some notes open. So over here, nice tree. Let's check this out. Okay, this tree. Well, let's mark this as done. And this way you can just go through all the tasks to do. And yeah, that's kind of the idea behind this note system. What we've just went through was to take a look at the notes that were already created. But now I'm going to show you how to create a new note. So when we go to the Millennium Tower, we can say, okay, let's go to enter floor 40. We see a few dates popping up. And we can say, hey, these buckets, they need to be cleaned up. So, okay, I'm looking at this. I say, in this case, I say start RFI. Now you can say start note or whatever you want to put in here as text. And here you still get the opportunity to move the camera. So I can zoom out a little bit more or press the shortcut Z, zoom in. But I really want to focus on the buckets. Okay. So I put up my camera and at this point I say, okay, make a note, right? So in this case, you'll see that I can say, okay, clean up the buckets, please. Now, here I'm creating like what needs to be set. And here I can say assign this to a user. So we have different users into this application. And here you have an overview of all of those users. So I'm going to select this, assign this to Peter. I can add a file in here. I'm not sure if I made it obligatory or not. Let's see. Yes, I made it obligatory. I just put in whatever, an image in here. Can be also PDF, can also be whatever type of file you have in there, and add this to this note. You can also decide to take this whole field off or only have notes without assigning. But I think it's nice to have a note, assign this to someone, and add some files to it. So I'll say add, and now this note has been added. I can close this out and I can say, okay, let's make a new note over here. And here I'm gonna do something about the fire extinguisher, and it needs to be hung up on the wall on the left side, right? So say here, hang up fire. All right, so and I know that William is the person to hang up the fire extinguishers. He's a security, so I'll assign this to William. I'll add a note, and I say add. So now I've added 2 notes. We click on this refresh button, and over here you can see I added this one note to Peter and the other to William. I've set up the system in such a way that people are receiving an email notification when they are into this application, and they will just receive an email notification with a link, and that link will take them to one of these 2 over here. So let's do the clean up the bucket, please. So I'm clicking here, and now we can talk about this, and William can say, okay, I've done this, I've marked this as done, and that's it. So, or William has some questions and can ask that in the comments, and again, receive email notifications about this. So this is more or less the scope of this notes application. There are certain things that we need to get in place. As you can see, we have a user tab, we have the notes tab, in this case even multiple virtual tours. It's optional, depending on how the series is going, I might explain this as well. And we have the commands tab. So there's a lot of things going on here. In 3DVista, the only thing that you basically need to do is import this skin element, notes v6, and here on execute JavaScript we need to replace 2 things. That is over here the URL. This is the URL to the form to create a node, and this is the project ID, and that is in case you have multiple projects, it might be useful to have this. Yeah, and those are the 2 things that you need to do, and then you select done and then publish, and that's it related to 3DVista. And you will automatically see a button appearing to start a node. So open this up, that's over here. You'll see this button appear, and everything else just will do its trick. So it's very easy to add in multiple virtual tours with this note-taking system. The challenge comes more about how you specifically want things to happen within base row. So yeah, that's the idea for this tutorial. I'm very curious what you guys think. In the next tutorial, I'll go through the first steps of setting this up from scratch and give you an idea of how this stuff works.